Hey Guardians, and welcome to another How To Crucible on the channel here. Today we're going to be checking out the submachine gun, the Ikelos SMG V1.0.1. Very long name, monotonous name, but it comes from Rasputin, so it kind of makes sense because Rasputin is just a bunch of numbers, so he might as well put a bunch of frickin' numbers in the title, just make it easier for me to title it, I guess. LOL, I don't even know where that rage came from. Literally, it just came out of nowhere. It took over. It literally took over. But anyways, back to the weapon. The weapon is of the Rasputin descent, and let's go ahead and talk about the good old opinion. The opinion that I have about this weapon, and the opinion about this weapon was, initially, I hated every second of it. But then, as I used it a little bit more, it started to feel a little bit better. And nowadays, to the 6v6 genre of play that we have nowadays with quick play, it is a little bit easier to use any submachine gun, I would say. So if you are rocking submachine guns, or you do enjoy rocking submachine guns, now is the time, because the meta is here for us submachine gunners. We very much do enjoy this meta because there's a lot more people to kill a lot quicker and a lot closer. So using this weapon was a breeze. It was pretty good. Right away, like I said, it was bad because it shoots marshmallows, but once you figure out how to aim those marshmallows correctly, it starts to do a little bit of damage. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the stats here. So for impact, it is very low. It's not very high. I think it's like a 13-14 headshot. So you have to shoot quite a few bullets into them before anything happens. Moving on to the range categories here. So we have long range and short range. Those are at the bottom of your screen right now. Let's go ahead and talk about long range first, because long range is just it's absurd on this weapon. And by absurd, I mean terrible. It's bad. It's gonna get a 3 because it's bad. It's an SMG. What do you expect? This thing ain't a laser beam across map like some weapons in Call of Duty. They don't transfer. Activision, you would think, they publish Call of Duty, they publish Destiny, you would think there'd be some sort of nope, nothing. No correlation. These submachine guns suck at long range, so it gets a 3. For short range, this SMG is going to be getting an 8, because if you are close to somebody, you can melt them. You can turn them into s'mores, and it's absolutely exhilarating when you do that. But the thing is, you gotta get close to them, and with everyone using Uriel's gift and the Vigilance Wing and the Graviton Lance, it does become a little bit of a pain in the butt to get close to them. But it does work out in the end for you, trust me. If you try and just use this weapon a little bit, it does work out. So it is going to get the 8. Moving on to stability and handling. So stability is alright. The gun is a little bit inaccurate with the recoil, I would say. The recoil is just a tad, crazy. But as you use the weapon, obviously, there's going to be some rewards for being able to control the weapon, feeling the weapon up, getting used to it. And then the handling is quite good. It's a submachine gun, man. You're going to be running around with a submachine gun. It's got to be fast, and this one fits that category. Reload speed, it says it's slow. I didn't notice it. I think it was all right, I guess. Reload speed never really comes across my mind unless the fact is that it's really bad or it's really fast. Something in between really doesn't matter, so that's what you're getting. Rounds per minute, 750, and then the magazine is 29 bullets. So let's go ahead, take a step back. Let's go check out the perks here. So this weapon being a DLC 2 to DLC 2, it has a couple extra items on the perk list. It actually has 2 barrel perks instead of just the 1 barrel perk that you get with just the 3 little icons on the left, that don't have to deal with the scope. It definitely has another one, which is unique to it because it does come from the drop on the activity on Mars. So let's go ahead and talk about the first barrel perk. The first barrel perk, or not the first one, the second one, in the second category that's by itself, that's completely always connected. So if you break an enemy's shield, and this weapon makes more vulnerable to kinetic. It makes them more vulnerable to kinetic precision damage for a brief period. Now, the question is this something that is useful in the Crucible? Only if you have the means to hot switch like such, so you're probably going to have to be using very close range weapons if this is the case. Or I don't know. I mean, you have to be close initially with this weapon regardless. And so if you're close with the weapon and then you whip out, the Mida tool or something, you're not really going to have enough time. Well, maybe with the Mida you might, but you're not going to really have a whole lot of time to, get this off and shoot the person. So it's okay, but it's not insanely good. It's just, it's there. So if you are a hot swapper and you like to switch weapons constantly, this could potentially be the weapon for you. Then with Seraph Rounds is literally just a combination of two perks. It's a combination of Ricochet Rounds and I think Armor Piercing. It's just a combination of the two, which it rounds the over-penetrate your targets and then they bounce off hard surfaces. Because it's a combination, it's kind of cool, so it could go through the one guy into the next guy, and then I don't think it goes through him again. But if it does, it's cool. You could shoot it through one guy, it bounces off a wall, hits another guy. I mean, it's just kind of cool. I don't think, you're getting a whole lot out of the bounce off part, but you might be getting stuff off the over penetrating and, killing multiple people at a time. That'd be nice. And then the last two perks that it has is Grave Robber, which melee kills reload a portion of the magazine. Not useful for Crucible, that is for sure. And then it has Threat Detector, which is useful for Crucible. It increases your reload, stability, and handling when enemies are in close proximity. So if you're close to somebody, this weapon is proccing everything. It's just turning up everything. Reload speed, stability, handling, everything. It's getting buffed. And that itself is actually really good on SMG because you have to be close anyways. So if an enemy is close to you, you're in prime position to kill them. And if you're in prime position to kill them and you have a trait that is upping everything else, that makes it so much easier to kill that person because now you have a buffed weapon. So this is actually a really good perk. So for perks, you are going to get an 8, same as short range, just because it does have a lot of options. There are a lot of options. This weapon has 7 perks on it. You have a lot of switching and optimization options that you could touch up on and see which ones are the best for you. But also, it does have Threat Detector, and then it also has Seraph Rounds, and then Disruption Break. It's got a whole lot of stuff on it, so that's why I'm giving it the 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the effectiveness. So for effectiveness, we do need to include a couple math / calculations of some things that I found. So for kills and assists, I did the 15 matches. Kills and assists, we ended up with 372 of those. And then for deaths, we ended up with 188. The final KD came out to be a 1.98. I thought I did a lot worse with this weapon, but it turns out I really didn't. And then if you add up the kills and assists and the deaths, you get a total of 560 engagements with other players. And then if you take our equation, slap it up there. If you take the equation, you take 372, which is our kills and assists, you divide that by the 560, which is the total, and then we're going to multiply that by 10, not 100. Sorry, still not changing the graphic. And that will come out to be a 6.6 for effectiveness. Now for overall rating, all we got to do is add up those 4 numbers and then divide by 4 to get the average, and overall rating comes out to be a 6.4. Moving on to the ranking process. If you don't know about the ranking process, what I do is I take the score that we just got that I have yet to tell you. The score for this weapon is a 32. The score is a 32. Total is 32. Fantastic. Excellent. Now for the ranking process. LOL. Skipped ahead of myself there. But for the ranking process, I take the score that I just found, and then I take it against all these submachine guns first, so it's class weapon. I take it against all the submachine guns I have done in the list, and then we see where it ranks up on them. And then I take against every single weapon, and we see where it ranks among all the weapons that I've done. And then, you got to get an idea where it actually sits among all the weapons in Destiny 2. So for submachine guns, this weapon is actually coming in quite high. A lot higher than I thought it would be coming in, but it is coming in at 4th. So, fantastic. Gets into the top 5 for the SMGs. Didn't realize it, but a 32 is actually pretty good for an SMG, sadly. There aren't many SMGs up there. There's only 2. One being Anti-OD, and the other one being the Phosphorus MG4, which I have done almost recently, but that weapon was really, really fun to use. So, those 2 are up there. It obviously has a couple competitors there, but it is pretty high in the SMGs. Then we move on to the entire list, and in the entire list, a 32 is actually not getting you very high. A 32 is actually getting you 46th. So it is quite far down the list. Not a whole lot going on there, sadly. But, that's how it is. Submachine guns just really aren't the cream of the crop of this game. They really aren't, sadly. But that's, we have to deal with it. Us SMG us SMG goofs, you know. We got to get our fix somehow, and if it sucks, you know, it doesn't matter. We do it anyways. So using this weapon, should you use it? Well, if you get it, use it. Yeah, sure. But I mean, you do have to grind the escalation protocol to get the weapon. I'm pretty sure. I got this from escalation protocol. I'm 100% sure on that. So if you don't do escalation protocol, or if that just doesn't trip your trigger, you can go ahead and use something else, because it's probably not insanely worth trying to get. I still would probably use Phosphorus MG4 over this, and then I also kind of want to check out of time again. Is it out of time? I think it's out of time. Out of options. It's out of options. I want to check that submachine out one more time, because I feel like that one, it literally has the same model and almost feel as the Phosphorus MG4. It literally had the same perk, which slowed it down and made it shoot harder and stuff, but it literally is basically the same weapon. I'm not going to say that again, though, because the last time I said that a weapon was the same archetype, I got shit on, so, you know, LOL. But I think I need to check that weapon out, because that one actually might still be above the Ikelos, because it's just, I think it's a little bit better now, because it's much closer combat, so a much faster fire rate SMG should work a lot better. But that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you did like the video, go ahead and slap that like button. And if you are new and you're seeing this video for the first time, go ahead, click on my name right there, click on the name, go to the channel, check out a few more videos. If you do like what you're seeing, go ahead and slap the subscribe button, because this is what I'm doing, this is what I post, so enjoy that content. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later.